Hi, this is Bradley Bush, and today we're talking about Pemdas, or in other words, order of operations. So the order of operations really is the basis for a lot of your algebraic manipulation, your simplification, and it actually causes a lot of problem for students. So let's see if we can demystify this a little bit. So I'm sure most of you have heard of Pemdas. Pemdas is just a mnemonic that represents the things you need to think about in the order of operations. So the P, each letter in the word Pemdas represents something. So the P stands for parentheses, the E stands for exponents, the M is multiplication, D is division, A is addition, and S is subtraction. So not only does Pemdas help you understand the parts of the operations that you need to remember, but it also helps you understand the order. You take them as you see them in the word Pemdas. So the first thing you deal with is the parentheses, and you deal with the innermost parentheses first, and then you work outward. As you deal with a parenthesis, inside of a parenthesis, you evaluate all exponential expressions. And then you keep going, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, until you're done. And then you move out to an outer parenthesis, if there is one, and repeat that process. If there's only one parenthesis, then once you finish the parenthesis, then you're done, and you continue down the list with the Pemdas. After the exponents, we have two different groups that we deal with. These two, we treat them as equals, these two groups. So in other words, what I mean is division and multiplication, those you evaluate them, either one of them, as they occur working from left to right. You don't really give a precedent to one or the other. And after that, we have addition, subtraction. Once you finish your multiplication and division, you do your addition, subtraction as they occur working from left to right. So let's see if we can do an example here and see how Pemdas works in real life. So our example is to evaluate 8 minus 3 times the quantity x plus 5 squared when x is 4. So instead of having an x here, what we're going to do is we're going to erase my arrow, which is not what I wanted to do. We're going to plug in a 4 there for x. So the first thing we deal with in Pemdas is the parenthesis. So we deal with that. That is actually 4 plus 5 is 9. The rest of this follows down. We still have a squared, a 3, and an 8. After our parenthesis, the next thing that we deal with in Pemdas is exponents. So we have an exponent right here. 9 squared is 81. And again, everything else follows down. So after that, after exponents, we have multiplication and division as they occur moving left to right. We only have one multiplication or division, and it's right here. So we have multiplication and division as they occur moving left to right. So 3 times 81 gives us 243. That's a negative 243. And we have 8 still out front. Last, we have addition, subtraction. As, again, they occur moving left to right. Here we only have 2 things and we're subtracting them, so it's not super complex. But 8 minus 243 gives us a negative 235. So hopefully that clarified a little bit. Let's do one more example. So this example, we want to simplify 4 squared plus the 3 times the quantity 2 cubed minus the quantity x minus 1 squared. So this is a little more complex, right? But we can still do it. It's not a problem. The first thing we deal with is parentheses. And again, we're moving out. We're going from the innermost parenthesis first and working outward. So here's the outermost parenthesis I just drew, and this one is the innermost parenthesis. Can we simplify x minus 1? Well, we can't. We can't simplify x minus 1, so let's look at the next parenthesis out. And we can. There's stuff in there that we can simplify. So within that outer parenthesis, the next item in Pemdas deals with exponents. So we have an exponent here and an exponent there. We can do stuff there. So let's bring down the rest of this. And inside here, 2 cubed gives us 8. And what is x minus 1 quantity squared? Well, if we look over here, luckily we have a note that helps us. X minus 1 quantity squared ends up being a foiling problem, and the answer, or the result, is x squared minus 2x plus 1. So let's plug that in. Let's take that and put it in here. X squared minus 2x plus 1. Getting a little erase happy here and erasing more things than I need to. So we've finished our exponents. In Pemdas, the next thing we have is the multiplication and the division as they occur moving left to right. So now we have multiplication and division as they occur moving left to right. The only multiplication that we have inside these parentheses that we're dealing with is this right here. So it looks like we have a negative 1 that's being multiplied through. So let's do that. Let's multiply that negative 1 through. We have an 8, and now we have a negative x squared, a plus 2x, and a minus 1. We've finished everything now inside of this parenthesis, this outer parenthesis. Oh, just kidding, we haven't. I spoke too soon. We need to do addition, subtraction as they occur moving left to right, because I see right here I have an 8 and a negative 1. I can add those together. So the rest of this is still continuing down. 8 minus 1 gives us 7. So we have still x squared plus 2x, and then we have our minus 7 here. I mean a positive 7. Now we've finished everything inside of that parenthesis. Now we can move outside of the parenthesis and continue with our order of operations. So we have finished everything in the parentheses, so now we do exponents in Pemdas. So we have one exponent right here that we can evaluate. So let's do exponents again. 4 squared is 16, and the rest of this carries down. And now after exponents we have multiplication and division. Multiplication and division as they come left to right. We only have one really, and that's right here. So we need to multiply this 3 through all of those terms in the parenthesis. So we have 16 plus 3 times negative x squared gives us a negative 3x squared. We have 3 times 2x, and we have 3 times 7, which is 21. And our final option is addition subtraction in Pemdas as they occur from left to right. All we can add together here is the 16 and 21. The rest of it stays the same. So we have negative 3x squared plus 6x plus 37. That's it. Hopefully this clarifies a little bit of order of operations, and thanks for watching. If you have questions about other things, check out my other videos in my YouTube channel in my algebra or calculus playlists. Thanks.